Morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Michelle, and today is Wednesday already. And today's read aloud is going to be talking about a couple different feelings. One is that feeling of like a little bit of uncertainty, like when you're not quite sure, but then also the feeling of love. And I'm going to read one story that I read to my children a lot, and it was to reassure them or make them know how much I love them, no matter what they did, even if I was mad at them earlier or grumpy or whatever, just to let them know that they are loved no matter what. Just like your grown-ups love you no matter what. They might get mad, they might get sad at you, they might even be a little disappointed sometimes when we don't act correct, but they always love you. And this is one of my favorite books, and I'm going to share it with you on the other screen in a second. But let's take a look at the front cover. Remember, we always read a book from the front to the back. So let's take a look and explore this book a little bit. So this book has some words in the title. Let's count the words. Remember, the word ends where there's a blank space and a new word begins. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 4, 5. And so this book is called I Love You, Stinky Face. And Stinky Face is just a nickname that this grown-up gives to her child. And it's not his actual name. Do you have a nickname? My daughter has a nickname. Her real name is Madeline, but her nickname is Maddie Moo. And my son's name is James, just like we have a James in our class, but my actual son, James, his nickname is Baba. And so do you have a nickname? This little child's nickname is Stinky Face. I wonder how he got that nickname. That's silly. Okay, so I'm going to read this book to you. And again, it talks about how sometimes, even as adults, everybody just gets a little bit unsure. But this grown up is going to remind this child that they are always loved no matter what. Same that Miss Michelle will always love you, whether you get all the answers right, whether you might miss some, whether you sometimes throw a little bit of a fit, whatever the situation is, Miss Michelle and Mr. Williams always loves you too. Okay, so I want to share this with you so you can see all the great illustrations or pictures. So again, here's the title on the cover, I Love You, Stinky Face. And we're going to go ahead and read and see what this is about. And remember, when we read, we always go from left to right and from top to bottom. Mama said, I love you, my wonderful child, but I had a question. Mama, what if I were a big, scary ape? Would you still love me then? What do you think she's going to say if he turned into a giant ape? Which can't happen, but maybe. Well, if you were a big, scary ape, I would make you your birthday cake out of bananas, and I would tell you, I love you, my big, scary ape. Oops. But mama, what if I were a super smelly skunk and I smelled so bad that my name was Stinky Face? Maybe that's where he or she got it, their nickname Stinky Face. Then I'd pluck you in a bubble bath. But if you still smelled stinky, I wouldn't mind. I'd whisper in your ear, I love you, Stinky Face. So this grown-up's gonna love their child, whether they smell kind of stinky or not. I'm gonna raise this up just a little bit so you can really see all the illustrations or pictures. Oh, they're playing. But mama, what if I were an alligator with big, sharp teeth? What do you think she's going to say? She's still going to love him? I'd buy you a bigger toothbrush. And if your throat hurt, I'd look inside your huge mouth. I'd tell you, I love you, my dangerous alligator. Oh, that grown up is really still gonna love their child no matter what. But mama, what if I were a terrible meat-eating dinosaur? Uh-oh, look what that dinosaur did. Its claws broke the blanket. Oh, let's see what mama says. Then I'd make you a mountain of hamburgers to eat. I'd say, I love you, my sweet, terrible dinosaur. But mama, what if I were a swamp creature with slimy, smelly seaweed hanging from my body? Ooh, I don't know. Let's see. Then I'd live by the swamp and take care of you always. I'd tell you, I love you, my slimy swamp monster. Aw. But mama, what if I were a green alien from Mars and I ate bugs instead of peanut butter? Oh no. See what she would do. Well, then I would fill your lunchbox with spiders and ants and the tastiest bugs you ever had. And I'd pack a note with all the bugs that said, I love you, little greenie. Bon appetit. Oh, but mama, what if I were a one-eyed monster? Well, then I'd look right into your one eye and say, I love you. And I would sing to you until your one droopy eyelid finally closed and you fell fast asleep. And droopy is a fun word for just, it's kind of just getting heavier and heavier when your eyes feel super heavy. They start to get lower and lower and they droop down. And this child says, I love you, mama. And the mom says, and I love you, my wonderful child. The end. And there's the back cover. And I'm going to stop sharing right now. And I hope you enjoyed that read aloud. Again, it's one of my favorites. And that grown up loved their child no matter what, whether they turned into something stinky or something ferocious that might have got in trouble and ripped up their blankets by accident, or whether that child transformed into like a angry alligator, because sometimes though we don't actually turn into alligators or monsters or anything, sometimes we kind of act out and we might or like get really mad. And I think that this book is trying to tell us that after all of that settles and we all calm down from whatever it is that made us upset or silly or stinky or whatever, we still always love each other no matter what. And to Miss Michelle and to Mr. Williams, love is incredible. And so you need to give your love to as many people as you can. And when someone shows you their love, accept it and just love on them. So again, our feelings today talked about being a little bit almost nervous about how people feel about us. And also that feeling of love when you just, no matter what, someone's in your heart. So I hope you enjoyed that book, and Miss Michelle and Mr. Williams loves you, and I'll see you tomorrow.